Good evening and welcome to Good Morning Matty and welcome to Real Talk Tuesday actually. I'm streaming from my platform on a YouTube called Good Morning Matty, so excuse that. Welcome to the live. Let me know if you can hear me. Let me know if you are here. Let me know if you are where you are watching this from. Just go in there and just get going. Just get going. Just get going. How you doing? Hello, Boss Nikki. How are you? How are you? Can you hear me? If you can hear me, let me know in the comments. Fabulous, fabulous. Because last week we had so many mic problems and it was a pain, but it is really good that you can hear me. I cannot wait. So this is what you need to do. You have no sound, Remini. Are you saying that you cannot hear me? Or are you saying that you don't have sound from your phone? Let me know in a comment. I need to know so I can fix this. Okay. Okay, you can hear me. You can hear me. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Okay, how you doing? My name is Matty. Welcome to this evening's live, Real Talk Tuesday. Today, we are talking about what great speakers do and how they learn from their mistakes to be even better. So today, I'm going to give you all the download on public speaking. But just to begin with, guess what? It is the end of March, which means it is the beginning of summer. 22 degrees out here in London. It is amazing. Yes, it's been a great day. I had a chance to go out, so I'd love to know what you've been up to. Let me know in the comments so I can see. Let me know. It's been an amazing day, and everyone is really excited about this beginning of the summertime. So I don't know about you guys, but if you are excited about the beginning of summertime, let me know because I'm just as excited as you are. Summertime is here. Summertime is here. Summertime is here. I'd love to know what has been your positive for this week. Share in the comment and let me know, what has been your positive for this week? What have you achieved? What kind of goals have you been looking for? What kind of goals have you been looking at? What kind of things have you been getting onto? What's up, Gonzalez family? How you doing? It's so good to see you. So good to see you. I am so excited, guys, because as we said, it is the end of winter. And look at this, I can film and it's daytime and I don't even need my ring light. Yes! Give me a boop boop in the comment section. Give me a like. Boop, 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 boop. Give me a woo woo in the comment section if you're excited as I am, because I am really excited, guys. So excited. Summer is my month. It's summer is my birthday month. It's an exciting moment. Things are happening, and it's really, I look at March as the end of something and the beginning of something else. I don't know about you, but if you're feeling that, let me know. So Boss Nikki says it's an amazing weather here too in New Jersey. Ooh, whoa. I can't wait to see that. Wow. The New Jersey weather. How hot is it? Because it's like 22 degrees up here and people are going crazy. Crazy. Let me tell you something about this, yeah? British people, when it's hot, when they see just a little bit of sunshine, even when it's cold, they'll go out in their shorts and their t-shirt. I'm not joking. This is what happens down here in the UK. Okay. How you doing, Jonas? In Greece as well. I'm believing that the summer weather is all back here. Yes, I remember my summer in Greece last year. It was one heck of a time. So if you are new here and you're watching me for the first time, let me tell you again, my name is Matty Sika Rinsende, and I help shy leaders and introverted leaders as well as overthinkers to be more authentic and more confident while speaking on stage and on camera. So if you want to improve those things in your life and become an amazing communicator like myself, you're in the right place. Come and hang out. Make sure you subscribe to the channel if you're watching this on YouTube. If you're not watching this on YouTube, make sure you go and subscribe to my channel after this video, But make sure if you're watching on replay, I would love to know who you are and what is it that you want to achieve. So today we are going to talk about the thing that make you a great speaker, because I know that everybody wants to be better at communicating. And that is something that I'm going to really go out there and just break it down for you guys. Break it down. If you're ready in the comments, say, ready, Matty. I am ready up in here. Everybody say, ready, ready, ready. If you're ready in the house, just say ready in the comment so I can see that you're ready, you're excited like me, you're happening like me, and you're about to make this work. Yes, so go for it. I'm gonna take a sip of water whilst I do that. Whilst you write ready in there. And I'm gonna take this moment to just share with who else is watching online right now. Goodness. So I would love to know if you have any questions for me today on public speaking and how to improve your public speaking. Leave it in the comment right now and I will answer those questions. I will answer those questions today. Yes. So let me just share this right now. Let's go. So, one thing I want to share first and foremost. How you doing, Alexander? Alexander said ready. Remedy said ready. Gonzalez family says ready. Yes. I love you guys. Family. I really appreciate you guys showing up, and I'm bringing down the energy today. So, what makes a great and awesome speaker? Because that's what we're talking about today. Because, see, I am passionate about, seeing all of you guys improve your presentation, especially on video, because it's a powerful medium. It is a powerful way of connecting with people. And it is definitely a way for you guys to grow your audience, visibility, if you have a cause, whatever it is that you want to improve. Public speaking through video is going to be one of those powerful things in the next couple of years. And we're not going to forget podcasting and audio, which I am going to be working on. Guys. I'm heading towards that place. But today, I really want to touch this space because most of us will shy away from the idea of sharing their message and who they are online. Okay. And I know exactly what that's like. So I want to read a quote for you. You want to hear my quote? So the quote I want to read to you is that the reason why we don't start to share our message and we are practically afraid to owning the role and the title of leader in our field or in our industry is because we lack the confidence. And we lack the confidence because we haven't done this specific thing enough, long enough, well enough, and we haven't spent enough time to actually realize that we can actually do this. And because we haven't done this long enough, it's easy for us to back out. So I don't know about you, but if you've ever learned to do something for the first time, or play an instrument, or go out and practice something, you must have felt a certain way. So I remember a few years ago, in my younger days, I used to play basketball. So I had a passion for playing basketball. For those of you who don't know, yes, I am a basketball addict. I love basketball. Listen, it was something else. Basketball was my life. I had the Jordan 12s, the Grant Hills. For those of you who are born, you know what era I'm talking about. The Dream Team and all that kind of stuff. We're talking about the 90s, like the early 90s or the mid 90s. So I love my Jordans and my Air Jordans and my Grant Hill. And I was a big fan of Scottie Pippen and Michael Jordan, and I was a huge fan. But before I could play basketball, I did not know how to play basketball, right? And my biggest disadvantage was that, I was a girl. So a lot of people, I remember my cousin inviting me to play a basketball game with him and saying to me, hey, Matty, we're going to play basketball. This is street ball. We're talking outside with the boys. I have zero experience with basketball. The only experience and benefit that I have is that I'm tall, okay? And because I'm tall, guess what? I get picked. So my two male cousins back in Congo, take me to this outside basketball court, and they say to me, Matty, we're going to go and play some ball. And as soon as the game starts, guess what happens? They get me to sit down on the sideline. So I'm just like, come on, guys, like, I want to play, but obviously I don't know how to play. So I'm sitting down on the sideline and they're choosing their teams. It's my two cousins against I think it was like 4 or 5 other people. So they had to split. And plus me, it would have been an equal team. However, I was not picked. My cousin did not pick me to play on their team. So after, about, one round of the game, the opposite team decided to pick me to play on the team. And I had zero idea of what I was doing. Like, seriously, I did not know what I was doing. Like, I did not know. Yeah. If you want to say I played like a girl, actually, I don't know what it's like playing like a girl or like a boy because I did not play. When you're learning something for the first time, there is no gender, there's no specificness. You just learn according to what is given, according to what you have. So I get on this game, I get into the game, I get into the action, and the guys are throwing the ball at me and I'm throwing back and I'm dribbling really, really badly. I'm making all of these mistakes, but guess what? I'm tall enough and I'm quite intimidating on the court, and I keep catching the ball. And when I catch the ball, I squat, which was actually a benefit for me. So the guys were like, the guys from the opposite team saying to me, have you ever played before? Is this something that you've done before? And it's like, no, I've never played basketball at all. Where am I going with this? In learning, this was my very first experience of learning how to play basketball. And it was totally foreign. It was like learning a completely foreign language. It was like, trying to cook something that was very, very different. I've never done. But at that very, very moment, they said to me, you know what? Yeah, you're good. You've got potential. You should come back tomorrow and play with us. So I did. I came back the next day and every day after that. And that's how I learned to play basketball, right? That is literally how I learned to play. I learned to play on the streets, on the street courts, with the street boys, not with the girls. So yeah, I just played with guys because that's what I knew. But over time, I became better because I was practicing. So one of the things I want you to realize is, for anyone to become better at anything, you've got to improve. I remember a lot of people imagine that Michael Jordan, he was, way before Kobe Bryant and all these amazing players. He was like the pioneer of basketball. When he first started playing, he was a terrible player. Like, the guy was an absolute loser. I'm not kidding, yeah? I love him to bits. He was an absolute loser. He spent so much time outside of the court practicing his free throw, his layups, because he was so bad. He made like 200 mistakes, 400 mistakes. And every time they used to ask him, like, how are you so good? And all he said was, because I make so many mistakes. So what I want you guys to think about is, if you're going to learn to become a great speaker and use your speaking as a voice, as a tool to lead in your industry and talk about your message, you've got to be willing to make that mistake, okay? You've got to be willing to look absolutely foolish. As I said before in the beginning, we lack confidence because we do not do the thing that we want to do enough and long enough to be able to say that we can do it. So in order for you to embrace that, you've got to start to embrace your mistakes, yeah? You've got to take action. Yeah, they say action cures every single fear. I want you to repeat after me. Action cures every single fear. Action cures every single fear. Nothing will happen until you take some form of action. Okay. And that's really where you're going to be at. So, how do we make this happen? How do we come better? What are the common things that we don't do? So, the first thing that most people don't do when they want to become better speakers is they don't try, or they try one time and they sit down on the side and they say, oh, yes, I did this once. I did this once and it was okay and it worked, but I did it. That's what they say. And that's not going to get you very far. So imagine if I said to myself, after that first basketball game that I started when I was much younger, okay, Matty, maybe it was a fluke. Maybe it was just by chance that I was good at playing basketball, or that those guys that I've never known and I've never met thought that I was good at it. Maybe I should just sit down and just watch and just keep watching until I become better. But the truth is, you only learn by getting your hands dirty. You only learn by getting your head in the game. You only learn by confronting your fear. Okay? So we got to get into the midst of it. You've got to get into the midst of it. So first of all, you've got to prepare yourself. You've got to prepare your message. It's so important. I say this to you guys all of the times. You've got to prepare your message. You've got to be clear about what it is you want to do. I want you to think about this. If you had to share something that was super important to you, and you had to do it on stage today, or you had to give your TED talk, what would that message be? Not something that is going to be something that's going to help to improve you getting subscribers or numbers or followers, or it's going to help you to get clout. But what would the message be? What would you share? What is it that is so strong, that you feel so strongly about, that you feel so passionately about, that you could share with anyone without fear of what other people would say, without fear of what other people would think about you, or how foolish you would look, because sometimes you got to be willing to look foolish. You've got to be willing to take that risk. So what would it be? I want you to put it in the comments so I can see it, and let me see if I can challenge you. Yeah, because I like to challenge you guys. Yeah, put it in the comments so I can see. Yes, what would it be? What would you share with your eyes closed? What would you share that you think about in your sleep? What would you share that your friends are always telling you, oh my God, Pitush, you are so good at this. You are so good at this. What would you share that your friends are always coming back to you and asking you for answers and questions? What is it that you would share? Tell me in the comment. Put it down there. Let me see it. Yes, Pitush says action cures every single fear. Every single fear. She says, yes, that was you. That was definitely me. Hello, Tanya. How are you, darling? So yes, please share in the comment. I want to know, what would it be that you would share if you didn't have to impress anyone in the world? Because the problem is that a lot of people want to share things that are similar to others, because obviously it's the norm, and obviously it's going to get them views, and obviously it's going to get them followers, and obviously it's going to build them as a specific brand. But can you live with that choice? Can you live with that choice? Because once you start sharing it, you have to stick to it. So when I first started this channel, when I first started my YouTube channel, though I'm talking to you guys on Facebook, forgive me, I completely forget. So when I first started my YouTube channel, I shared about career coaching, because that's all I knew how to do. My background was that I worked in the industry for a good 15, 20 years. And, I just thought, okay, I'm good at helping people finding jobs, so I'll just continue talking about that. But the truth is, it just didn't make me happy. It just kind of felt like repetition and routine, and it just became really boring and clinical. And so I kept catching myself kind of, coming out of character and being very creative. And at times I felt like I was constricted and, you know, almost, I don't know if I could say imprisoned, but I felt like I was bound to share this because I thought, well, everybody's talking about this and everybody knows me as a career coach. So I should continue talking about this. But I wasn't happy. It did not make me happy. And I had to make the choice of actually pivoting my message to something that was more me. And the thing that was more me was, speaking with confidence, helping other people to share their message authentically, because that was my struggle. I struggled to share my message authentically. I was continuously disqualifying myself, disqualifying my worthiness, disqualifying my potential and my skills. And that's what I wanted to help other people to do. I wanted to help them to stop disqualifying themselves, to share their message more boldly, to share, who they were without having to think about it. So that's the shift that I had to make. Because this, you see, if if you make a decision, you're gonna have to live with it. It's just like when you start a business, you're gonna have to live with that business. You're gonna have to make money from that. You're gonna have to be happy when you're speaking to those clients every day, or you're showing up, and you're showing up to this audience that you see, and you have to show up with passion. There are days, there's been weeks like this month was hard for me. I'm gonna lie. Like last week, I told you how hard it was for me to show up because with all the different things that were going on around me, and I didn't know, I didn't feel I could, but I made a decision, a commitment that I want to show up because I'm passionate about sharing my message with you guys. I'm passionate about, inspiring you guys to be more confident. I'm really passionate about that. I feel that in my bones, it's inside. So Tanya says, my life story, this is what I would share. My life story, friends are always telling me I should write a book about my life. Yes, girl, share your life story. Everyone's life and everyone's message is different. And if you have a life story that can move mountain, you've got to share it. It will be a sin to keep it to yourself. Okay. It is a sin to keep it to yourself. So the next thing I want you guys to think about that most great speakers do, and stepping away from this mistake, is just following through, practicing this message, not waiting for the message to be perfect, practicing the message in its rawness, in the most raw possible way. I look back at my old videos, and I'm going to tell you about this very soon, and I look back at the rawness and the creativity. I'm sweating. And the energy that I had and the silliness. Guys, I was just out there doing silly stuff, but really connecting with people, and the vulnerability, and just being myself and sharing things that were true, that were real. Because when you start sharing things that are true and genuine, your audience really connects with you. Your audience has this natural ability to see that I'm talking to another person. Yeah, I am talking to another person right there. Okay. So let me know if you're one of those people that have started sharing your message. Let me know in the comment. And if you're one of those people that haven't quite started to share your message and want to improve your speaking, let me know in the comment as well. I would love to know. And let me know, what is it that you're struggling with? I will answer your questions at the end of the live and kind of go through what you can do to improve that. So the next thing I want you guys to focus on is really look at yourself and visualize yourself as the speaker or as the person that you want to be. Okay, so this month, actually last 10 days, I had to try a different routine. I had to try a different routine, a different morning routine, because I started realizing that I was falling behind, I was falling out of track, and I really needed to start refocusing my whole life, my whole business, and just being a bit more structured. And I actually started following a book, reading a book called The Miracle Morning. I don't know if you guys know it, but if you do, let me know in the comment. I would love to know. Let me know if you know Miracle Morning. Say, yes, I know the book, Betty. Yes, in the comments so I can see it. And I can tell you, it's been an amazing book. A book that's really helped me to structure myself. A book that's really helped me. It's actually helped me to get up early. Okay, I don't wake up early like I'm kind of like a 7 o'clock in the morning kind of person, but I'm waking up at 5, 6 o'clock in the morning, guys. It's so weird, but I'm doing it, and it's actually helping me to make that extra time for myself. And what I've started doing is really visualize myself. Now, that's visualizing is something that I've always done, but I want to encourage you guys to visualize who you want to be. So there was something I used to do a few years ago when I was much younger, and I was struggling with. Let me be real with you. Can I be real with you? Can I be real with you? Okay. I was struggling with my personal self-image. I had, I don't know if I'm going to say it correctly, but it's body dysmorphia, or when you see yourself as something else and you're not that thing. So I was having eating problems. I would starve myself. I would do all these different diets because I thought I was overweight and fat. And some of my family members used to make fun of me. They used to call me a fake skinny girl because I'm kind of curvaceous and like really skinny, and then pop, got a little booty. Sorry, I don't know if I'm supposed to say that. But yeah, so they used to call me skinny, fake skinny, and it really used to hurt my feelings. And because I was quite slim, they also used to call me big head because my head kind of stood out and my bum kind of stood out. So it had an effect on how I saw myself. So by the time I was like 19 years old, God, all right. By the time, not gonna cry, okay, I'm not gonna cry, but by the time I was 19 years old, I had a lot of personal self-image issues. I went through this personal self-image issue from the time I was, I think, 16 to 19, and I didn't want to look at myself in the mirror. Whenever people told me you're pretty, I just thought, it's just things that they say. I just didn't believe that I was, and I just thought I thought I was overweight. I really actually thought I was overweight, and so in my early 20s, like 1920, I actually got into modeling. Okay, some of you don't know, but actually, if you go to my Facebook, you might see some modeling photos. I know, right? So this is what I did. I got involved into modeling, and when the photographers used to take pictures of me, they used to take the pictures and they used to get me to smile. It's like, come on, smile, Matty. You've got such an amazing smile. And then I would smile, and it was like, wow, look at the photo. And then I would get the photos for my portfolio, and then it was this one photo of me in this fuchsia pink dress, and it had like slits, this long dress, and it had that slits, and I had really short hair, and it was amazing. Like, I'd never seen this photo of me, and I looked at this photo, I was like, is this me? Is this me? So basically, I took that photo and I stuck it on my mirror, on my wall actually, and I started to visualize myself as that girl every single day. Okay, I started to visualize myself as that girl every single day because I needed to be that girl so badly. Because I came from a background where people used to bully me at school. They used to bully me because I was the smartest. I used to wear glasses. I was the nerdy one. I was the skinny one. I didn't speak the language. Especially when I came to the UK, English was not my first language. So people used to make fun of me. Yeah, guys, I was the kid that was bullied at school. It was me. Guess what? No longer. So yes, that was kind of my story. And I'm dealing with school, you know, past stories, and then stories that some of my family members used to say to me. So the accumulation of all these things started to have an effect on my personal image. So I started reading these a lot of personal help books when I was 19, and there was one book called Creative Visualization, and it was talking about visualizing yourself. And so I took that picture, and every morning I would say a quote. I had a quote just underneath that picture, and the quote said, "You are beautifully and wonderfully made in God's image." And every day I would repeat that quote to myself in the mirror whilst staring at that photo and looking at myself and saying, "You look so fine, Maddie. I love you, girl. You are beautifully and wonderfully made in God's image. Look at that model. You're just right. You're not fat. You're not this. You're not overweight. You're just right. You're just beautiful. Look at that body. Look at that bum. Look at the top. Look at that head." And I used to say these things because I needed to boost myself. I needed to bring myself to a certain level where I could stand up for myself, where other people didn't have to start telling me who I could be and how good I was, because I wanted to be assured. I wanted to have that assurance that I knew myself. And that's what I would like you guys to do. I want you guys to take the best, go in your phone and look for the best photo of yourself. I want you to this technique that I'm talking to you right now is also called presence. And I talk about it a lot. I talk about presence a lot because it comes from Amy Cuddy, who talks about presence a lot. But I want you guys to go and take the best photo of yourself. The best photo of yourself when maybe it was a photo of you when you were on holiday and you were super confident, where you gave your best speech at work, or you had the best time, or you achieved something. A photo of yourself which reminds you of a time where you were on fire. Okay, so I want you to take that photo of yourself and I want you to stick it on the wall. Okay, I want you to stick it on the mirror or on the wall, and every day this is what I want you to do. I want you to find a quote, okay, that's going to be the opposite of what you already think of yourself. So if you say to yourself, "I'm not good enough, I'm not a great speaker, I'm shy," we don't want that, because your words are going to affect your mindset. You have to have the right mindset in order not to trip yourself when you start speaking. You see, anxieties and all these different things that trip us from speaking, from becoming great communicators, are connected with your mindset. Sometimes, have you ever been in a situation you wanted to say something to someone and you start to stutter, and you don't usually stutter? Yeah? Can somebody say amen, somebody? Yeah? Is that you? Okay. So in order for you to be able to see yourself as that amazing speaker that you want to be, as that podcaster, as that leader, or as that financial advisor, or a female empowerment, or whatever you know that you want to be, that you want to see yourself doing, I want you to take that interaction, and I want you to practice every morning. Today I was asking you guys in my group, what kind of morning routines do you have? What do you do? A lot of you said, "I pray, I meditate, I exercise, I do yoga," and all that kind of stuff. That's amazing. I want you to incorporate the positive mindset thinking. I want you to incorporate that aspect of yourself where you see yourself differently. And I want you to practice it. I want you to practice it like crazy. And whenever you are struggling with the thoughts, I want you to question and ask yourself, why is it that I'm feeling this way? Where is it coming from? Why is it not? And then I want you to do another thing. I want you to remember a moment associated with that picture, which is why I want you to take a very specific picture. A moment associated with that picture where you were confident and why you were that confident. So for me, my picture was about modeling. And I remember that I was super hot in that modeling photo at that time. Like, okay, I still believe that I'm hot, man. I believe I'm hot, okay? But in that specific photo, that specific time in my life it changed my life. It changed the way I saw myself. Like the things I used to say to myself, I can be really, really tough on myself sometimes. It's like, you're not good enough, Maddie. You didn't do this. But that photo of that period in my life, it made me walk tall, walk straight, embrace every part of me. So using the photo, using that personal memory, anytime you want to speak, I want you to imagine how it feels to be that person. I want you to imagine the strength that you had at that specific time. And I want you to bring that memory and that same energy to this current moment. And that's what we call presence. Presence is bringing your best self to your scariest moments, your best self, your boldest self, your most enraging self, excited self. Bring that person because you are that person. You already are that person. And this is what every speaker does. Before they go on stage, before they flip on the camera, look, I'm talking to myself right now. You guys are all virtual here. I've been here. But I'm just imagining you right now having fun with me. And I can see you guys. I want you to bring that best self, guys. Bring it. Bring it. Bring it 10,000. Bring it 20,000. Bring it 57, 100,000. That is one thing you can do. The second thing you can do is before you start speaking or before you go on stage or whatever you want to do, or if you're teaching, I want you to pick a theme song. Pick a theme song. Yeah? Pick a theme song that makes you excited, that makes you hot, that puts you on fire. Pick a theme song and just start letting it out. You need to let it out for 2 minutes. Either you're power pausing or you're dancing to the music, but you're letting all that energy, that energy just flow through you. Because the more you do that, it is basically like, when what's the word? I'm getting it. All right. When you ever seen the movie Rocky, right? And you hear the song. Dun 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 dun. Okay, I'm gonna stop here. The theme song. You need to have your own theme song in your head. You've got to have that theme song because you've got to bring that energy to the screen. You've got to bring that energy to the camera, to the people that you're going to speak to. You're visualizing yourself. You're bringing yourself up. You're psyching yourself up. And guess what? You will be that person. You will be that confident speaker. You will be the amazing person that you believe that you're going to be. So let me know in the comment, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? Let me know in the comment, what are you going to do? What are you going to do, guys? Tanya says, people don't realize how those comments affect us. Absolutely. People don't realize how some things they say in the past really affect us. Patricia, why didn't I know that? Baby girl, you don't know everything, girl. I don't share everything, but now you know, honey. Alexandra says, thank you for sharing, Machosi. I appreciate you allowing vulnerability to be perceived as a weakness. Yes, vulnerability is usually perceived as a weakness, but actually is a strength if you use it in the right way. When you're able to share it, specifically with your audience as well, it is a strength. And thank you for listening. That is so cool. Hey, Jacqueline. African fashion guy, bringing my best self all day, every day. Tanya says, I love this. Bring my best self with me. Yes, absolutely. So yes, I want you guys to do that. So the final thing I want you guys to do, and this is something that a lot of speakers do, but a lot of people who are learning or are not doing this. And this is the most uncomfortable part. Okay? Are you ready? Are you ready for this? So this is basically watching your own video. Okay? Listening to your own speech. Recording yourself. Why is it important to watch your own video and record your own speech? So I don't know if you've ever been in that situation, right? So you're trying to lose weight, or you are, you're growing your hair, or you are, you're going from a transition to one transition to another, right? Or you want to go from no makeup vibe to beat my face kind of vibe. Did I say this correctly? I'm too old for this. I'm too old for this. Okay, so you want to go from that stage to that stage. So this is what you do. You take a before and after picture of yourself. So that before and after picture of yourself personally shows you that this is what you look like before and this is what you look like now. It shows improvement and growth. Instant improvement and growth. Now, when you're speaking, you can't actually see it. And the best way to do it, hear me out, the best way to do it is when you're recording yourself, when you're filming yourself like I am today. After you filmed your recording, you need to sit down and watch yourself. Now, in the beginning, it's going to be so uncomfortable. I'm telling you now. But I'm going to tell you the truth. I practice what I preach. After every single one of my Facebook Live or YouTube Live or pre-recorded videos, I rewatch my videos because I have to edit them anyway. So I have to rewatch them. But I rewatch them. If I finish doing a talk, I make sure it's filmed and I rewatch it. This is what we're doing when we're rewatching our videos, guys. We are watching and we're listening out to our tonality. We're watching and we're watching for our body language. We're watching for our cues. We're watching for the things that we're doing or we're saying that are wrong. And we're watching for how do we change those things. And we're watching for the things that we're doing that are right. Because when you watch yourself, it is like a before and after photo. You are watching and you are seeing the progress. You'll watch your first video and it might be a hot mess. You watch your second video and you might be like, eh. By the time you get to the third and the fourth video, you'll be more comfortable in watching it. Also be able to identify the mistakes that you make. So if you're umming and ahhing a lot, you'll be able to start pausing and learning what you're doing that's wrong. If you are not looking at the camera, not looking at the lens, you'll be able to, refocus that and look at yourself and say, okay, I need to do this different way. You have to learn to watch yourself. Every single speaker that I know watches himself. When they don't, it's so difficult because you will be making that same mistakes. That same exact mistake, and you don't want to make that mistake, right? Am I right? Am I right or am I right? Let me know in the comments. You don't want to make that same mistake. African Fashion Guy says, yeah, you taught me to always record and listen back to recite and remember, plus to learn what I do wrong or right. Yes, Remini, that's a great example. I'm growing my hair. Good example. Very good. Tanya says, I'm coming in hot like Andy Minot. Did I say this correctly? I have no idea who Andy Minot is. By the way, you have to let me know. So yes, in concluding, it is really becoming a better speaker is really about reflecting on what you are doing wrong, making those mistakes, and not being afraid to take action, not being afraid to make the mistakes, because guess what? You're going to make the mistakes, right? You're not going to be perfect. Embracing every flaws. And, sometimes you start with one message and you realize that your message changes with the person that you are. So you evolve, which is why you have to watch yourself, which is why you have to pay attention to what you say, what you do. And it shows how much growth that you are adding to your message. Okay, guys, it is question time, Q&A time. I'm going to give you a few minutes to put down your questions. I already have one or two questions right here, but I'm going to give you a quick second just to write down your questions, and I'm going to answer them in a second. Goodness, I talk so much. So let me know what your questions are. Let me know what your public speaking questions are today, and I will answer them. So I have two questions already, and I'm going to go and come back and check in the comment just to see what other questions you have for me today and see if I can answer them for you. So the first question I have is, how do I put my French presentation in English to make it sound professional? Okay, so I'm going to repeat. The question is, how do I put my French presentation in English to make it sound professional? That is a great question. So I assume this is a question from someone whose English is not their first language. Now, when you are trying to, when you are actually presenting yourself, deliver a speech or a keynote in a different language, the first thing you need to do is you need to write the speech or what you're going to say. You need to put it down in your native language first, because the thoughts and the flows are easier to deliver. They're more fluid because it's your own and native language. You don't have to think about it a lot. You don't have to memorize so much. It comes naturally. So you say everything you need to say in your native language. You introduce yourself in your native language. You talk about the main content in your native language, and you use the stories that you would use in the actual language. I would recommend writing it down or recording yourself in your native language first. So if you speak French, Spanish, Lingala, Chinese, whatever language it is that you speak, write it down or record it in that native language first. Then what you're going to do is you're going to translate whatever you're trying to say in English. Okay, you're going to translate that. What you can do is, for example, for those of us who want to maybe translate in a quicker way, if you have a YouTube channel, you can upload your video on YouTube and make it unlisted instead of private. Once you've done that, there is a section where you can take the transcription of the actual video. So every single word that you have spoken in that video, you can take the transcription, the word format of what you said in that video. You download that, then you take it to a translation website like I think it's Lingui or Reverso, and you translate that in your language. Once you do that, you then need to make the corrections. You could get another friend who speaks English to have a second pair of eyes, to give it another look, and just now you are able to record yourself in English to be able to present what you're going to say to your audience. So bear that in mind. I always say, for you to deliver something naturally, as natural as possible, always use stories. Always use stories, because whether you tell the story in your native language or not, a story is part of you. A story is so easy to remember because your audience will remember the stories, and it's easy for you to tell the stories because you know the story. You don't have to think about it by heart. You just know it. But you have to kind of make the connection, and you have to give the imagery to your audience so they can connect with that actual story. Does that make sense? Okay, if that makes sense, is yes in the comment so I can see. All right, the next question is, how do I get my mojo back to start filming again? Okay, I think that is one of the things that, it's not an easy thing to do, but the best thing to do is focus and discipline. So one thing that I do, if I know I'm going to be filming videos or presenting myself, I either start writing every single title of what I want to speak about for the month or for the week. And I spend maybe an hour or half a day just writing down content, researching what I want to talk about, asking questions from my audience, just writing it down, just writing a set of 20 titles, 10 titles, 15 titles, as many as possible. Once I've written them down, I put it down in a book of ideas. And anytime I have more ideas, I just keep writing it down. I just keep writing more ideas down. I just keep writing more ideas down. It's kind of like the ideas book. You know, some of us as what we call shiny object syndrome. Yeah, shiny object syndrome. So as soon as you see something shiny, you kind of get distracted. I have that. Don't know about you. Anyone here suffers from shiny object syndrome? Yeah? Anyone here? Yeah? I do. So if you have that, write any ideas that you have, any idea that comes to your mind, write it down in your book. Write it down in your book. And when you're ready, just use it for any new content or anything that you want to talk about. Second thing you can do, if you want to get back on your mojo, as I said before, as I gave you the example, get in that presence. So start from focus on the whole week or 10 days or 2 weeks of just getting yourself back to recording. So take your best video or your best photo of yourself and what you're like when you are delivering those amazing videos and what you're like when you're presenting those amazing videos. You know, let's go back to that theme song. Let's go back to that moment. Bring that energy and think about it, reflect on it, visualize it daily for the next 10 to 15 days. And what you want to do, you want to isolate a day when you're going to batch your videos. Batch your videos, which means record a whole heap of videos, 4, 5, 6, 7 videos all at once. You record those videos and you have them on the side for every single week of that month or the next 2 months. You with me? You with me? Yes. Okay. And that is really the best way for you to start getting your mojo back, because it has to not just be a moment of discipline, but a moment of really bringing yourself back to presence, bringing yourself back to that energy, bringing yourself back to that good vibe that you need. You have to assemble those things together and you have to get them going. Don't wait for the perfect time. Just do it. Because the perfect time is not going to happen. The perfect time is just you making it happen. Yeah? Okay. Let me see in the comment if you have any other questions for me. Alexandra says yes. Gonzalez family says yes. Let me check you out and see if you have any other questions for me on Facebook. Let me just double check. Okay, so if you have no more questions for today, this is where we are going to end our session. I want you to take back everything that we've seen today. If you're watching this on replay, make sure you hashtag replay, or make sure you come back and watch this video again on replay. But I want you guys to, give yourself a challenge of what you're going to do. Right now, we're doing something called the 1 minute video challenge in our group. My group called The Authentic Voice on Facebook. If you are interested and you want to join us, you can actually join us and do a 1 minute video challenge with us. And it's all about helping us to stay consistent and really building that confidence on a day-to-day basis. Okay, so what I want you to do is to make sure you come and join me and come and hang out with me. If you have any other questions that you want to ask me and you want to go further into developing your message and becoming more confident and more authentic on stage and on camera, make sure you get connected with me after this video. You can either do that through a link under the video in my YouTube, or you can join me directly through my group or send me a DM. I hope that you have enjoyed this session today. It's been amazing. It's always great to see you guys. I just want to say thank you so much for watching. My name is Matili Sende. I am here on Real Talk Tuesday every Tuesday at 7. I will see you again next week. Make sure you like, subscribe, and share. All right, guys. See you very soon.